Ascension update, suspended in time. This is a very weird week energetically, so I just wanted to check in and share a few observations and suggestions. We just had that big, blue full supermoon on August 19th, and it was squaring Uranus, creating this kind of nervous, jarring energy. This aspect can disrupt sleep, and can make you feel really edgy. Know that we are still in that energy until the new moon, which is Monday night, September 2nd. Uranus rules Aquarius, and it's changing direction this week on Sunday. Right now it's intensifying the energy just mentioned. Mercury went direct today, but when it does so, initially it's stationary for a period of time before moving forward. And with all of this, there can be just a feeling of being suspended in time. So if you have felt sluggish about things you're trying to move on, or it has felt so hard to move forward with things, be gentle with yourself. So here's the first suggestion: if or when you feel this way, trust that it is beneficial. Trust that delays or holding patterns are serving you. If you believe, as I do, that everything is fueling our evolution, you learn to believe that what you feel and sense, especially if you're intuitive, is feeling that way for a reason. Let yourself be in harmony with what you sense. Honor it, even if you're not sure why it's happening this way for you now. Also, Pluto is preparing to go retrograde, going back into Capricorn to, as I've heard several astrologers say, clean up the last things needed to go before it moves into Aquarius to stay. Pluto goes retrograde this Sunday, September 1st, and stays in Capricorn until November 19th, when it moves into Aquarius, and stays there, except for some progressions into Pisces and back into Aquarius, until 2044. Tosha Silver characterizes planets. She speaks of Pluto as the planet of death and rebirth, Uranus as the great awakener. And these large fields of energy and consciousness have specific influences and qualities, and like the precession of the equinoxes, and the solstices, and the eclipse cycles, the astrological dance, and the unfolding aspects and alignments, are universal forces that are supporting the evolution of consciousness within all that is. I really believe this. So, given all these powerful shifts this week, if things are coming up in your life that you thought were done, consider that maybe this is an opportunity to have an even better perspective about them. Or to have a whole new level of solutions reveal themselves to you. Again, dare to believe that everything is serving you. Everything wants you to soar. Everything that is, loves you, and is supporting your awakening, your ascension, your conscious evolution, and your thriving. It really is true. Lastly, one of the things I am receiving in channeled messages more and more consistently is how important it is to really learn how to take excellent care of yourself. This is not simply about resting when you're tired, or knowing to step back when things get to be too much. This is way beyond that. Taking excellent care of yourself means giving yourself the best days. This means each day, you're making sure you're doing things you love. This is for starters knowing what you love doing, and making time for it. This is an attitude of really understanding that when you feel good, good things happen. And all the things that drive us crazy happen when we're in resistance. When you really believe in the laws of the universe and learn to put your own alignment first, life improves dramatically. If you have focused on your alignment in an on again off again way, maybe now is the time to make a deep commitment to your own daily alignment practice. You're building and creating your own life, and your well-being and happiness matter. You came here to have the amazing adventure of remembering who you really are while being human, and to participate in personal and planetary ascension. Believe in the importance of your own happiness and alignment. Prioritize your own joy. Love, Alia. Precious hearts, in all of my many decades of consciously communicating with our Father, Mother, God, and the awesome beings of light, who have selflessly served the evolutions of Earth since our fall from grace, I have never experienced the level of elation and joy that is now pouring forth from the heavenly realms. In my quiet time, as I bask in this elation and joy, our Father, Mother God have revealed to me that this joy-filled response is a minuscule reflection of the celebrations occurring throughout the whole of creation. Over millions of years, through the unified efforts of the beings of light, in the realms of illumined truth, and the embodied light workers, on this planet, beloved Mother Earth, and all her life have at long last God victoriously reclaimed our rightful place in the universe. Since our fall from grace, our sisters and brothers from suns beyond suns and galaxies beyond galaxies have been holding the sacred space for Mother Earth's return to her rightful position in this system of worlds. Unfortunately, it has taken literally millions of years for embodied humanity to awaken enough to finally co-create, with the company of heaven, a critical mass of our Mother God's comprehensive divine love, in the physical plane of Earth. This monumental accomplishment has enabled every person's I Am presence to reverse the adverse effects of our fall from grace. The painful human miscreations that we inadvertently created when we made the fateful decision to use our creative faculties of thought and feeling in ways that were not based in love, have kept us trapped in the abyss of separation and duality for eons. Through millions of activities of light that were co-created by embodied light workers over hundreds of lifetimes, Mother Earth incrementally raised her frequency of vibration out of the deepest, darkest depths of separation that any planet had ever fallen into. This collective body of humanity's dedicated light work eventually enabled Mother Earth and all her life to reach a critical mass of our Mother God's comprehensive divine love, which created an unstoppable shift up the spiral of evolution. During the celestial alignment of the December solstice in 2023, the seemingly miraculous event created the sacred space for the solar logos, Sanat, and Luz, to inbreathe Mother Earth and all her life into the full embrace of our grand central sun, where she belongs. The victory of that cosmic moment cleared the way for the divine mission awakened humanity was being called to co-create during the final 38th Annual World Congress on Illumination. That mission involved awakening, activating, and elevating humanity's fifth-dimensional creative faculties of thought and feeling, and our dormant fifth-dimensional physical senses of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, intuition, and imagination. Through the unified efforts of heaven and earth, that glorious facet of humanity's ascension process was God victoriously accomplished August 10th to 15th, 2024. Our Father, Mother God, and the company of heaven want us to be very aware that the cellular shift of vibration humanity en masse experienced during those 6 days under the guidance of every person's I Am presence was the most accelerated frequency of vibration we have ever been able to withstand at a cellular level. As a result, you may be experiencing all kinds of challenges in your earthly bodies since that shift. For that reason, the beings of light and our I Am presences are asking us to be very gentle with ourselves and to rest and nurture ourselves in the most loving ways we can imagine. The beings of light also asked us at Era of Peace to replay the videos for the activities of light that they guided us through to help us accomplish our divine mission step by step during the 38th WCI. They assured us that these videos will help to ease the stress, discomfort, and other symptoms we may be experiencing physically. We will replay those videos one at a time on our weekly vlogs, beginning with vlog 33. If you have not signed up to receive our free weekly vlogs, which are emailed every Tuesday morning, you can do so on our website www.arrayofpeace.org. As you assimilate this experience with the help of your I Am presence, the incredible shift of vibration that has taken place within your earthly bodies will help you to gently perceive the glorious things you now have access to as a result of your newly awakened, activated, and elevated 5D creative faculties of thought and feeling, and your 5D physical senses. Clarity from the realms of illumined truth. This is a word of encouragement from the company of heaven. These selfless messengers from our Father, Mother God are very aware of how impossible it is for much of humanity to believe this information when they have nothing to compare it to but outer appearances. People see very dedicated light workers who have been invoking the light of God for decades, and yet outer world appearances often do not reflect their heart-based efforts. In fact, in many instances things seem to be getting even worse, which I know is incredibly disheartening. Our Father, Mother, God have assured us that things are not getting worse. On the contrary, they say that we are succeeding beyond the greatest expectations of heaven. The reason things seem to not be progressing is because of our limited perception, and the fact that we are not seeing the full picture of what is actually occurring on Earth. One of the most important things for us to remember is that we are multidimensional beings functioning in several realms of consciousness simultaneously. Our invocations and our prayers and meditations are instantaneously formed in the realms of cause, where everything begins. Then, as we focus our attention on them, they are breathed through our various levels of consciousness, into our heart flame, and projected into the physical plane of Earth, on our holy breath. Even though we think of the physical plane as being very real, our Father, Mother, God have revealed that it is actually the least real of all of the realms of consciousness we abide in, and it is the very last dimension, to reflect the changes we are co-creating. Unfortunately, when we invoke the light of God, without seeing results as fast as we would like, our fear-based ego convinces us that our invocations and meditations are not working, and that our prayers are not being answered. That, however, is never the case. Our Father, Mother, God and the company of heaven respond instantaneously to our invocations and meditations each and every time we participate in these activities of light. Our prayers are always heard, and they are always answered, regardless of whether or not we perceive that response through our limited perception. The moment we invoke the light of God, in any way, a matrix for the thought form we want to co-create begins forming in the realms of cause. Each time we repeat our invocations, or our prayers and meditations, our matrix grows, and becomes more powerful. Once something is formed in the realms of cause, nothing can prevent it from eventually manifesting in the physical plane of Earth. The only variable is how long that will take, and that is up to you, and me, and the rest of awakening humanity. The Earth is subject to the laws of physics, and there is a factor that we learn about in quantum mechanics that determines when the changes we are invoking and praying for will manifest in the physical world of form. That factor is called the critical mass. Everything is comprised of atomic and subatomic particles and waves of divinely intelligent energy that is vibrating at various frequencies. The negative things manifesting in our lives are the result of the grossly mutated energy that we misqualified in the past through thoughts, feelings, words, and actions that were not based in love. The positive things manifesting in our lives are the result of positive and harmonious thoughts, feelings, words, and actions we expressed in the past that were based in love. In order to change the negative things that are happening into positive things, we need to raise the vibration of the mutated energy that is manifesting in negative ways and transmute it back into its original frequency of light. This unstoppable shift occurs when the negative energy reaches a critical mass of its higher frequency of light. The fastest and most powerful frequency of light available for transmuting negativity back into light is the violet flame of God's infinite perfection. This particular gift from our Father, Mother, God is designed to help each of us reach a critical mass of positive energy faster than any other frequency of light. There are millions of people using the violet flame, so why are we not seeing more tangible results in the physical plane? It is because we often give up before we invoke enough light to reach the critical mass of whatever it is we are striving to co-create. A very common scenario is that when we awaken and become aware of how powerful our creative faculties of thought and feeling are, our I Am presence inspires us to change our behavior. We are prompted to control our thoughts and to transmute the negative things manifesting in our life. We decide to think positively and to control our emotions, and we focus our attention on what we want to manifest in our life. Sometimes, after what seems like a valiant effort, we continue to experience some of the same old problems. That is when we often become discouraged and lose trust in our ability to change our life. When this happens, we usually give up and stop trying to improve our situation. We no longer invoke the violet flame, and we stop doing our affirmations. This causes us to regress into our old, negative behavior patterns. We start dwelling on our fears, problems, and challenges instead of using our thoughts and feelings to empower our goals, our hopes, and our dreams. As a result of that relapse, things in our life get worse and our situation appears to be even more hopeless. This phenomenon occurs because we stopped invoking the light before we reached a critical mass of whatever it is that we were trying to co-create. So what do we have to do to reach the unstoppable shift of critical mass? We have to keep on keeping on even when it seems as though we are not making progress, because that is never the case. There are many variables that determine when something reaches critical mass, but to make things easy, the beings of light said for us to think of critical mass as 51% of the energy, vibration, and consciousness of whatever it is that we want to co-create. When an electron is increasing in vibration, and 51% of its vibration reaches the higher frequency, an unstoppable shift occurs, and the remaining 49% of the electron is instantly absorbed into the new vibration, and the entire electron ascends into the higher frequency. So, for example, if we are striving to co-create prosperity, 51% of our energy, vibration, and consciousness, from all time frames and dimensions, both known and unknown, must be vibrating with a frequency of prosperity consciousness instead of poverty consciousness. When we reach that critical mass of 51% prosperity consciousness, an unstoppable shift occurs, and nothing can prevent prosperity from manifesting in our life. This is true for every single thing we are striving to co-create in our life. If something that we have been working toward has not manifested in our life yet, it just means that we have not reached critical mass, and we must keep on keeping on with our efforts. If we don't, what we are trying to co-create will be delayed until we do the work to reach a critical mass of that positive energy. I know it is very daunting when we realize that we have to reach a critical mass of our energy from all time frames and dimensions, both known and unknown, but miracles have taken place over the past several years, and reaching a critical mass for our positive goals is far easier than it has ever been before. For one thing, our manipulative human ego has lost much of its ability to control us, and our I Am presence is once again taking command of our life. Another critical factor is that the light of God is exponentially expanding on earth every single day. Light is infinitely more powerful than the fragmented and distorted patterns of our human miscreations. The beings of light have revealed that one person invoking the light through their I Am presence, and the I Am presence of all humanity, can transmute centuries worth of misqualified energy in a very short period of time. In addition to those miracles, because of the need of the hour, our Father, Mother, God have granted the company of heaven a sacred cosmic dispensation that allows the legions of light to amplify our efforts 1,000 times 1,000-fold every single time we add to the light of the world. We are being told from on high that this is a gift of divine grace unprecedented in any system of worlds. Even though it is impossible for us to know when we will reach that magical moment of critical mass, it could be with the very next breath we take. So the company of heaven is encouraging us to invoke the light of God with the enthusiasm that our goals could be reached with the very next breath we take. In addition to that, we need to maintain the heart commitment that in this eternal moment of now we are going to keep on keeping on no matter how long it takes. This is exactly how humanity was finally able to reach a critical mass of our Mother God's comprehensive divine love, thus allowing Mother Earth and all her life to reclaim her rightful place in the universe. Contrary to outer appearances, the company of heaven has revealed that the number of people on earth who are dedicated to adding to the light of the world is legion. Not only that, every single person's light work is being amplified 1,000 times 1,000-fold by the company of heaven every day. The painful things still surfacing in the outer world reflect the remaining residue from the 49% of the critical mass that still needs to be transmuted back into its original perfection. As we invoke the violet flame of God's infinite perfection to complete this remaining task, it will be much easier for us to perceive and experience the profound truth of the miracles that we have co-created on this blessed planet. dear one, keep your heart and mind open, and pay attention. Soon you will clearly know that the light of God is always victorious, and you are that light. God bless you, Patricia Cota Robles. From 3D to 4D and 5D, Soldier. In the greater cosmos, all universes, galaxies, constellations, and planetary systems are governed by hierarchies of the source descending to the lower dimensions. This is how one learns about its creations and self, through them. Each hierarchy is bestowed power, which means solely duties, and strictly defined sphere of responsibility. This unified, dynamic, and continuously evolving structure has dozens of administrative levels of various scales and functions. In our local universe, the archangels are located in the middle part of the supreme light hierarchy, and include higher entities, which in the earthling's tongue are called Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Salathiel, Jegutiel, Barachiel, and some others. Their number varies in different Christian movements, which describe in detail the activities of each archangel, and always unanimously note the leading role of Michael in this hierarchy. In all texts, he is, first of all, a soldier of the light hierarchy, the commander of an army that stands against evil in the local universe. From the very beginning, the duality was put in it, which works as a catalyst of evolution, separating and removing from its path all who can't or don't want to spiritually develop. And if they resist and wage wars, Archangel Michael and his army always stood in their way. This is what goes on now in the local universe, and what occurs on Earth is only the smallest part of these events, although no less dramatic. Disclosure News narrated about it. Not long ago, the former Black co-creator returned to the light side, and with Yaldabaoth, Lucifer, and many other his supreme hierarchs, who did the same, eradicate zone legacy dark and gray eons remnants, and their civilizations. Our entire local universe, as large as 28 billion light-years, is in the grip of a war that one way or the other affects all of its 3.8 million inhabited planets. The army of Archangel Michael is actively involved in the campaign, and is ready to intervene at any moment if space warfare unfolds again on the terrestrial surface. More than once, passive confrontation turned into an active form, as it was during the wars with Lucifer. The Supreme Being came to our local universe from 35D to get new evolutionary experience. He got this opportunity in 13D Pleroma, where, as Archon, was the Absolute's perfect light guardian. All of his creations, including Lucifer planet and then solar system, were also keepers of this light. Their causal matrices and logos cores consisted of aspects of Lucifer's heart, carried in selves the perfect light crystal, and were its vehicles in various space parts. Everything changed after the Pleroma Supreme Hierarch betrayed the source and started building own local universe with black and gray eons. Lucifer followed him and got for the run the planet's cluster, 619 inhabited worlds with Earth in it. As a punishment for treason, Lucifer was deposed and deprived of his divine status. In the Pleroma, the perfect light that he kept was divided into 7 rays and entrusted to 7 ascended masters under Archangel's supervision and protection. Michael took charge of El Moria and the blue ray, strength, balance, will. Jophiel of Lanto and the orange ray, illumination, wisdom, perception. Samuel of Baal the Venetian, and the rose ray, goodness, compromise, beauty. Gabriel of Serapis Bay, and the white ray, purity, resurrection, joy. Raphael of Hilarion, and the green ray, health, consecration, focus. Uriel of Lady Master Nada, and the purple ray, peace, service, brotherhood. And Zadkiel of Saint Germain, and the violet ray, freedom, mercy, compassion. Some sources mention another castes. In response to the deposition, Lucifer entered into a confrontation against the Pleroma and its supreme hierarchs, which began during the time of Lemuria and continued until the Atlantis death. He was joined by Satan, his first deputy, devil, Beelzebub, and about 40 other rulers, princes, of the planets. In almost all religious texts, they appear as one demonic person, but are different entities, though acted as a single negative force. They ignited at least 3 space wars, and in all were opposed by the army of Archangel Michael. The warfare reached the highest peak in 150,000 BC, which led to destruction of the planet Lucifer, the moons of Mars and Venus, the Martian civilization, and the displacement of the Earth's axis by 23.5 degrees. These and other events triggered the deepest crisis in Lucifer that ended up with his death, resurrection, and return to the light side. But his former minions continued the war in space and on Earth. Its next round occurred in March 2021, during which the army of Archangel Michael inflicted a new defeat on them. In April of the same year, Lucifer himself helped the Pleroma to smash the dark forces. For more details see Intergalactic Merkabah Activation New Galactic Ops, Part 6, DNI, the 5th of March 2021, and Armageddon Chronicle, Parts 1 to 4, DNI, 21, 23, 24, and the 25th of April 2021. Suffered a military defeat from co-creators and forces of Archangel Michael. Darks again agreed to a truce to preserve own rule over Earth. In the duality epoch, it always ended this way, allowing everyone choosing between light and dark. Formally, the Lucifer Covenant is also valid, according to which, after the departure of this higher being from Earth, all darks and grays should follow him and devolve power on Earthlings. By signing the document, they confirmed their agreement with its terms. But as it turned out, don't intend to fulfill them. At the same time, they won't be able to stay either on high-frequency Earth or in the new local universe of absolute light. If they refuse to leave, then face annihilation. Are they ready for this? Or will continue to kill Earthlings as hostages, delaying the inevitable and bargaining for their lives in this way? Sensational info on this came on the 1st of September 2024 at 1:54 p.m. CET. By the decision of the Absolute, confirmed by the Ascended Masters, Karma Lords, and Archangel Michael, darks and grays are given another chance. Recently, our dipole Absolute has created another universe, in which formation and structuring continues. It is also one vector, with the only force manifested darkness, that backs destructive evolution, negative intelligence forms, and their civilizations. Naturally, it is completely isolated from the new Earth and the local universe, but allows darks to stay alive. During the eclipse corridor from the 17th of September to the 2nd of October, their first large group will be escorted to the new habitat. The Absolute's idea is simple and clear. Darkness survives only by parasitizing something, or someone. Today, it vampirizes active light carriers, blocking their evolution. But even in the blackest soul, sometimes at least one quantum of light remains. If all such entities are locked in an isolated common space environment, they will, like spiders in a jar, search and gobble the peers with that spark to get the vital energy. Or the latter will find enough courage and strength to break out of this ghetto and continue their development in the light. The army of Archangel Michael is in constant guard mode of these processes on the planet and in space, in which Earth plays an important role for a number of universes and civilizations evolving. The Archangel Michael, as being, is omnipresent. His powers and aspects are active everywhere to preserve peace and avert conflicts. He always stays in the human field, and only an open heart allows feeling his presence and receiving spiritual help. New details will follow sorceryofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.